What is good? What is up? It's Jordan or Texans Thoughts, and we're back with another live stream. I apologize I missed last week, but this week we are back and we've got a huge announcement that I've been so excited for. I've been keeping it under the wraps, but man, I have booked my flight. I'm coming to Houston. This is a dream come true for the NFL draft, y'all. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. I've never been so excited for the draft, man. The Texans, they are rich with picks, and this is the year to go, to be there in person. And we're going to have a big draft party, a big draft event where we're going to stream the event, me and Houston FB Pod, Texans Unfiltered podcast. If you guys know James, you guys know John, you know them. The link is in the description. Go check out the channel, subscribe to it for me. I'm going to share my screen, show y'all the channel, because we are going to be live streaming the entire event on this channel right here, Texans Unfiltered. Go get us to 2,000 subscribers. We're so close. This is where the stream for every single day is going to be. We're going to be breaking it down pick by pick. It's going to be a hell of a time. The link is in the description. To a Twitter space, I believe I'm streaming to Twitter as well. But yeah, so that's the big announcement. I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry. I told James, I told John. I haven't told you yet. I thought I did. My bad. I've been waiting on this, dude. It's honestly, I've been wanting to go to Houston pretty much since I started this as Texans Thoughts. It's been a dream of mine, but as a broke-ass college student, funds are rough. So I had to save up. And now I think just all these things the timing is working. And so I'll be done finals by that time, and I can go out there and just fully invest my time into this great event that we're going to have. So I'm super excited. The draft is April 28th to the 30th. I'm going to be there from the 27th to May 1st. So I'll have a good 5 or so days there to experience Houston, take it all in, see the best of it, and hopefully you guys can come out to the events. We're going to be doing the events at Kobo's Barbecue. That's right, the legendary Kobo's. We got the venue booked out. Me, James, and John are all going to be streaming it. I'll definitely be there for 3 days. We've got to work out a little more of the details in terms of James and John because they got full-time jobs. But yeah, it's going to be a great time, y'all. I'm super excited for it. And I just want to thank you guys so much, because this would not be possible without your guys' support, without you guys tuning in, hitting the like button, everything that you guys do to show support. And that you guys care about my channel and want to see more. So it really means a lot, man. I never thought I'd be able to make a trip out like this down to Houston. And so, yeah, man, I'm really excited. Good chance I can come. Let's go. Caleb got a new car. He back as a member. Let's get it, Caleb. Thank you, my guy. What day of the week is the draft? Let's see. What days of the week? So it starts on the 28th. That is a Thursday. So it'll be Thursday evening. That's when it'll start. And then on Friday, it'll kind of be like afternoonish, and Saturday, it'll be afternoonish. Those are the specific days and times for the event. But yeah, man, I'm super excited to tune in from the overseas deployment. Let's go. Thank you, my guy. I appreciate that. I appreciate the commitment. Enjoy the streams. Thank you, man. Thursday. Yes, sir. What's up, Tyler? Smash the like button. Thank you, Jay. Shout out to Jay. Starting up a new podcast, The Moderate Texan. We'll definitely let you guys know when that goes live. But yeah, I just want to make that announcement. Dates are April 28th to the 30th. That's the official draft. You guys go check out Texans Unfiltered, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. Give that YouTube account a subscribe, because that's where we're going to be going live every single day. And yeah, we'll be at Kobo's. I think those are all the details for now, but we're going to work out a little bit more later. Did I lose a bet? Why am I wearing this shirt? Yeah, I'm kind of disgusted by this team. Their ass. But hey, at least you got Bijan. But yeah, super excited to go to Houston, man. I'm really, yes, exactly. Kobo's is the freaking best. I'm really excited to experience Houston. I've been to Austin. That's where I got this shirt. First ever live football game I went to was UT game with my boy Paul. Shout out to Paul. But yeah, I'll definitely have to get some Houston merch. Hey, Jay will be there. All right, now that we've got that out the way, let's talk about the draft. Emmanuel starts off great. Leave your questions in the chat if you got any. We're gonna be pretty loose and fluid with this. I don't have too much in terms of structure. But Olave or Jameson for the Texans, Emmanuel, or just in general? I guess I'll answer both. For the Texans, I like Jameson better because I feel like we need that vertical threat, and I think that's both of their games. But if you were to like rank them, Jameson's vertical threat ability is a 10 out of 10. I think Olave is maybe like 9.5 out of 10. And I think Williams has a more complete game in terms of his hands, in terms of his ability after the catch, in terms of the potential to be a wide receiver 1. I'm not so sure that Chris Olave can be a wide receiver 1. I think he'd be a great number 2, one of the best number 2s in the league. But that's where I kind of differentiate them. Texans. Okay, yes. So there you go. There you go. Can Houston go wrong with pick 3? This is something that I've been what's the word? I've been quietly thinking about. It's like at 3, you're really in a, and I've said this a few times, but at 3, you're really in a pretty comfortable and kind of safe position. It's hard to mess it up. It really is. Because you can go sit there and you can take one of the elite talents, one of the Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, Kyle Hamilton, Evan Neal, Ike Mekwonu, Sauce Gardner, one of those guys. And like, for the most part, no one's going to be really crazy upset because you're picking between all these elite prospects, right? It's hard to really be upset about one of those guys. That's definitely the top tier that I think the consensus sees. Or you can trade down. That's also a very popular option. And so I think it's very, very hard for the Texans to mess that up because there's so many options for them. There's so many guys that you'd be happy with at 3. And I don't think Nick would make a trade without it being very good value in terms of this draft because we've seen in the past what it can take to trade up into the top 3 like San Fran had to do with Trey Lance. And hopefully Nick can be a good negotiator in this sense and get the right price, man. So I think you're absolutely right, Paul. It's going to be very hard for Houston to go wrong with pick 3. I think the only thing that would kind of frustrate me would be if they went, goodness, what is his name? Trayon Walker out of Georgia. He's been hyped up as this super athletic freak. He killed the combine, all of that. Oh, he played on Georgia and he had all these other guys that were stealing the spotlight. But if he goes to a different team with less talent, he'll be the guy. I don't see that. I don't see that with Trayon. I think he's like a guy who is a high floor, but mediocre ceiling type of guy. And that has value. Don't get me wrong. Like he's a damn near elite run defender. He's pro ready in terms of his run defense. But he's got a long ways to go as a pass rusher. And when you're drafting at 3, I want high ceiling. I want high value. I want pass rushers over run defenders. I'll happily take Trayon Walker at 13. Don't let this sound like I hate Trayon Walker and think he's going to bust or anything. I like him. I still have a late first round grade on him, but 3 is too high for me. 13 would be better value. He's just not in the same tier as those guys I rattled off before. Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, Gardner, Hamilton, Neal, etc. Who's your favorite wide receiver in the draft? I love this question, Michael, because, damn, this is another good wide receiver class this year. It's not as elite as last year with Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, and Jalen Waddle at the top. Those guys were, like, all 3 of those guys would be the best wide receiver in this class. But what it is it's deep. It's deep. There's a good, like, 5 first-round talents this year. Now, I won't say who's the best because that is different than who's my favorite. Who my favorite is Christian Watson. Christian Watson out of North Dakota State is hands down my favorite guy because, I wouldn't use the word unicorn, but he's pretty damn close to a unicorn. He really does everything you want at 6'4", like 210 plus. Let me look at his exact measurements. Where'd he go? My draft guy. That's something I'm going to talk about. 6'4", 208. So yeah, 6'4", 210 basically. Ran a 4.36 40. Vertical jump 38.5 inches. So he's an elite athletic specimen. he really dominated the competition and made it look easy. Like he basically wasn't looking like he was trying. Like if you go watch him at North Dakota State, he was whooping those guys there. But then he did the same thing at the Senior Bowl too. So it's like he's doing this against multiple levels of competition, even the best of the best at the Senior Bowl. So every test that he's been put through, he is aced. Absolutely aced. I think he can be a wide receiver 1 on a team. I think his potential is really just insane. I compare him a little bit to Mike Williams, a little bit to T. Higgins, kind of that type. But he's more athletic than them. So I love Christian Watson. He's my favorite guy. And he blocks his ass off. That's what I really love about him. What I wanted to show y'all is my draft guide. So I did this last year. It was my first time doing an official one last year. And now I've kind of done another one this year where after why is this so small? How do I zoom in? There we go. That's a bit better. After I've learned some more over the past years, gotten some good advice, learned from some good scouts and whatnot, been able to put together a little bit more ones that are more representative of how things are done in the NFL. So your background information on him, your strengths, your improvement areas, kind of a one-liner for him, just summarizing his game, how he fits in the NFL. And then these are kind of the grading traits that I have in terms of how I grade these guys and what their final like numerical value would come down to. So I gave him 46 out of 70, a high second round pick value. A lot of people have him in the first round. I just think there's so many wide receivers that some are going to fall to the second round. So I have Christian Watson there. He's a height, weight, speed specimen with precise routes at all 3 levels of the field and elite body control to make contested sideline catches downfield. He really does it all. That's the crazy thing about him is he runs routes to all 3 levels of the field. You want him to attack deep, you want to attack intermediate, you want to attack short, you can do it all. You can line up at all 3 wide receiver positions too. That's the crazy part. And then he has the body control and the hands to really make contested catches. He makes those contested catches look easier than like the simple catches. And that to me is always kind of a funny thing with like the best wide receivers in the league. Is like they'll have some of those like focus drops, but like the really highlight contested catches, like they always haul them in. And that's Christian Watson for you. So I like him a lot. In terms of this draft guide, I've gotten 205 players written up with all those stuff that you saw before. So this will be all released for y'all second week of April. That's what I'm aiming for, the beginning of the second week of April. Every single position, like 15 plus guys per position. The top guys all the way down to the depth guys, everything here. A lot of time and effort and blood, sweat, and tears put into this. And I want to shout out my guys Ryan, my guys Beige in the chat for helping me put this together. It wouldn't be able to be done without y'all. We're putting the final touches on this. Zach Sharman, yeah, he went back to school. But I'm putting the final touches on this, and it should be out soon. But here's a little tease for y'all until then. If you want to put it in the chat which player you want to see their scouting reports, let me know, and I'll show some. All right. Is Icky a guard or a tackle year 1? For us, it really depends on the moves that we make if we potentially draft Icky. And there's been a lot of smoke that the Texans are leaning towards taking a tackle, whether that's at 3 or whether that's at 13. And I agree with the idea of addressing the offensive line. I just think with the assets and the talent that we currently have on the team, tackle isn't really the best place that you want to be devoting these premium resources. You got Laramie Tunsil, who said he's staying. You got Titus Howard, who, damn, smoke alarms going off in the house. I apologize for that. You got Titus Howard, who we have years of evidence now to show he's a good tackle, man. And there's just no point in putting him at guard. Like, for what? You're just only going to get – you're not going to maximize his talents there, all right? He's a tackle. So with Icky, if you want to play him at tackle, you're going to have to move one of those guys. And it doesn't seem like they're going to do that. So for us, Icky, year 1 will be guard. That's kind of my thought process there. He can be a guard, slot him in at left guard beside Tunsil, and then boom, you've got the great pass protector in Tunsil, and you've got the great run blocker in Icky, and they can kind of complement each other that way. And then, Tunsil, his contract will be up in a few years. Maybe we re-sign him. Maybe we trade him before the contract's up. Maybe we just lose him outright, get a comp pick. then Icky can move to left tackle, or maybe even Titus moves to left tackle, Icky moves to right tackle. There's different options there that you can do. Theoretically, that's the thing with this whole thing with moving around offensive line, playing musical chairs like that. It's all theoretical because we've seen firsthand moving around Titus, not great. Moving around Max Sharping, not great. So it's all theoretical, and that's why I don't like the idea of going a line there. Oh my goodness, horrible. Which recruit from this year draft you got to interview and talk to that is going in the first round? Devonta Wyatt. Oh, Devonta Wyatt was genuinely one of the best interviews. He was such a funny dude at the Senior Bowl. So I went down to the Senior Bowl this year and got to talk to a bunch of guys. He's definitely the guy who should go in the first round. But you can tell he's a bit of a character, and he loved the process, and he wanted to give entertaining answers to the media. So he was a fun guy to talk to for sure. Devonta Wyatt, the defensive tackle out of Georgia. Would you take Icky at 3? I mean, yes, but he would be behind Kayvon, Hamilton, maybe even behind Sauce for me. Then I would go him. Then I would go Neal, because I think I like Icky. Okay, differentiating Icky versus Neal, I like Icky a little bit more because I believe in him a little bit more as a guard. I think he can play tackle, don't get me wrong, but in the scenario I just gave to y'all, where we have Tunsil and we have Titus, we need a guard, I think Icky, his body type is better for guard. Whereas Evan Neal is 6'7". It's hard to be a guard at 6'7". You just don't see it very often. I'm not ruling it out. I just think it's an easier path for Icky, who's I think 6'4". Let me double check on that. Don't want to give you all wrong information, but it's definitely around there. Icky Ekwonu. I wish there was a better way. There it is. Yeah, so Icky's 6'4", 310. That's more of guard size. So that's why I have him over Neal for the Texans particularly. Senior Bowl, man, he killed it. He killed it. Thank you, my guy, Paul. I appreciate you. Hey, we got Pat in the building. Let's go. Let's go. Vontae Mack. Pat ain't got no Vontae Mack. I cannot lie. I'm letting you down. My bad, Pat. Sauce at 3. Okay, wait. Okay, we'll talk about Sauce and we'll talk about KT. Looking at the decision at 3, I think Sauce would be, like I said, he's in the group, the tier of guys I would be happy with. Because I think Sauce Gardner, let me show my scouting report on him. Sauce Gardner was tied for the highest grade in terms of cornerbacks for me. Tied for my highest grade. So yes, above Derek Stingley. Boom. What does he have that's so enticing that you love and that you'd be willing to take him at 3? Well, he's 6'2". He's got the ideal height. He ran 4.1 40. He's got the ideal speed. He's got the production. Pass breakups, interceptions. It looks great. Those are all just solid numbers, especially for a guy who doesn't get thrown at a lot. This one you really know. Look at this freaking strength section compared to the damn improvement section. God damn. Y'all can read that if you would like. I'm not going to read it out word for word, but this is the kind of stuff that you'll get in my scouting reports that will be coming out soon. My one-line summary for him is a physical and long boundary corner with fluid movement skills to mirror routes and always plays under control with man-zone versatility. So the great thing about Gardner is that he can really do it all. He's a great press man corner, but he also shows good ability in zone, particularly cover 3, and even some good stuff in cover 2 and quarters, cover 4. So he really does it all for you, and he can grow into a guy who locks down wide receiver ones. Got the size, got the athleticism, and he's got just the dog mentality. He is a dog. He sets the tone in the trenches, or not in the trenches, in the secondary. And he's one of those guys who will get into receivers' heads. He will talk shit. He will pull a little bit. He'll grab a little bit, and he'll win that mental warfare between wide receiver and a cornerback. So I like him a lot. Give him a 59 out of 70. It ends up being a top 10 pick grade. So very, very high on Sauce Gardner. He tied with Booth, I believe. Yes, Booth with a same grade. So I also love Booth. The difference between them for me is kind of, I think Booth is a little bit more scheme specific. I think he has more experience playing off coverage and a lot of zone, whereas Gardner has more experience playing man. I think Gardner can do both. I think Booth can eventually do both, but he's a little bit more raw than Gardner. But he can, in the end, he has the same type of ceiling. Alrighty. So that's Sauce Gardner. Oh, I missed hella donations. Let's go, Alpha. Thank you. Oof. You don't want to at Money Matt like that. You don't want to call him out. You really don't. Alpha, you're playing with fire there. But thank you for the $5, my man. Did I miss the big announce? You did. I did it right at the beginning, Pat. But in case you others also missed it, I am coming down to Houston. I'm super, super excited. I'm going down for the NFL draft this year, and I've just never been more excited for a draft. So I felt this is the perfect time. It lined up perfectly with my schedule. I ain't got no finals, so I can devote everything to this. We're going to be live streaming every single day, every single pick with Texans Unfiltered. We're doing it at Kobo's Q, the barbecue joint. And yeah, it's going to be a great time, y'all. The dates are April 28th to the 30th. That is when the draft is coming. And I believe we might have a special guest appearance by Mr. Storm. Oh, and Mr. Storm won up an alpha. He owns the chat, Matt. You gonna let him do that to you? Okay. This is a good one. This is a great one, Emmanuel, because Dylan Parham is, a draft crush of many, many people, including myself. Don't get me wrong. And I see him in so many of the mock drafts that you guys send me on Twitter, and I love that you guys do those. Okay, I'm gonna preface this by saying I have a solid grade on him. I think he's like a solid 4th round pick, maybe 3rd round pick. I think I would take him in the 3rd, just because I think his potential. I gave him a 4th round. Okay, this is how this works. The grading is purely based off of like what I see on film. But I would take him in the 3rd because he was a guy who moved from tight end to O-line, so he's like a little bit raw, right? And so the film looks a little bit raw, but the projection in the NFL 3-5 years later, like it's going to be a really great player because he has that potential. So I would take him in the 3rd round. I like him. I think he's an athletic guard/center. You can do a little bit of both. The thing is, he's one of those guys that is very, very scheme specific. And that's because of his size. He's 6'2", 311. That's small. That is very small. And so that's why he's very specific for a zone scheme. That's pretty much the only scheme he's going to work in. So your Kyle Shanahan schemes, your Gary Kubiak schemes, those systems, those West Coast outside zone heavy teams, that's where he's going to be making his money, right? Now the Texans, they don't run that. That's not what Pep has liked to do. That's not what our O-line coach George Warhop has liked to do. They are both very much power run scheme guys. And so they need guys who are 6'5", 320, 330 pounds. They need guys who are bigger than Dylan Parham because they want to just bully you and use their power. And so I like Parham, but I don't like him for the Texans because of that reason. Because if we go put a 6'2", 311-pound guy in our power scheme, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. It's similar to the discussion we've had a lot of this time about running backs and fitting to their skill sets. And I always go back to the Lamar Miller example. Lamar Miller was a zone running back. You want to run him to the outside, away from the tackles. Outside of the tackles. What did Bill O'Brien want to do? He wanted to run it up the A-gap, right up the middle, right behind the center, 72 times a game, right? And that's not what Lamar Miller was built for. He's a zone guy, not a power guy. So same thing with Parham. He's a zone guy, not a power guy. It works similar ways for running backs as it does with offensive line. Let's go, Patty Storm. If we mix it up, I do. If we want to do zone and gap power, which some teams might do, and Pep might eventually, then it would work. But going off of what we know so far is that they want to do a power scheme. It wouldn't be the greatest fit. Oh, money, Matt. It's okay, my guy. I'm playing. I appreciate you, my guy. $2 is weak, but I appreciate you. Jermaine Johnson or other positions at 13. Jermaine Johnson, I'm very high on. Let me show my scouting reports. Where is he? He's an edge. So he's down here. There we go. Jermaine Johnson is one of my dream picks at 13. He really is, because let's say we go Kyle Hamilton. Let's say we go Sauce Gardner. Let's say we go Ike Mekwonu. I want to take advantage of this strong edge class. This is a very, very strong edge class, especially at the top. There's, 4 guys that you would take in the first round, like Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, Jermaine Johnson, George Karlaftis, Trayon Walker. So that's 5. Really, I could see David Ojabo sneaking in at the end of the first, even despite his injury. So like there's 5, 6 guys, and that doesn't happen every year. Love Jermaine. He's my edge 3. I gave him a top 20 pick grade. My one-line summary is muscular and long linear athlete who's a dominant run defender with an improving pass rush repertoire, but he can become more consistent timing and placing his hands. So basically, athletic guy, ideal like NFL body and frame and arm length and all that, height, weight, all that. Dominant run defender. He's pro ready from day one in terms of run defense. High motor, high effort guy. Shows a lot of flashes as a pass rusher. I think he can get more consistent there overall, but the flashes are really, really nice. And he has the production. 12 sacks in 2021, 8 sacks in 2020. He's a guy who he's going to get really high quality sacks where he uses really nice pass rush moves, but he's also going to get a lot of effort sacks, a lot of cleanup sacks, because his motor is just nonstop revving, man. So I love him. I think he can be an alpha pass rusher, like your number one guy to like attract double teams and to get double-digit sack seasons. That's what I mean by alpha pass rusher. I think he can be that guy. So I think he's definitely worthy of the 13th overall pick. And I'm hoping he's there, man. I'm hoping. Hey, Jay, with the 20. Gotta say that for Money Matt. He's still the king. You sponsoring Money Matt? This his 20? That's why this is Texans Thoughts team right here. All right. Trey McBride worth our second round selection. See, I have a second round grade on Trey McBride, but, and I know you don't want to hear but I have a second round grade on Trey McBride, 48/70. There you go. I just think that at the end of the day, because we're at a high second round pick, we're 37th overall. That pick is essentially a first rounder. All right. It's essentially a first rounder because there's always first round talents who fall to the top of the second. And so I think that's what we should take advantage of, is get those first round talents that fall. Because it happens every year. It's going to happen again. There's always a handful of guys that everyone's shocked. Why are they still here in the top of the second? So that's the route I would go. And I also think Trey McBride isn't going to be the first tight end off the board. And I think there's a possibility he's there in the third. I think there's a very good possibility that he's there in the third. And that would be the value I would take him at. Because at that point, he's a great value, man. Great value. What are your running back rankings for the Texans? This is a good question, Derek. This is a great question. All right. Running backs. Boom. This is my list of running backs. This column C. So looking at this list here, this is not ordered in any specific way, but I want to break it down. Gosh, how would I break it down? Okay, I'll break it down into tiers. So in terms of in the second round, the only guy I would take in the second round is Kenneth Walker. I think Kenneth Walker has the best in-game athleticism out of all of these guys. I know Breece Hall might have tested better, but I think Kenneth Walker is the best in that regard. So he would be the only guy I would take in the second. He's not the greatest scheme fit for the power run game I just went on an unnecessary rant about, but I think he's just so talented that they'll figure it out. And he's my running back 1. So Kenneth Walker is the one guy I would take in round 2. Now in round 3, how I would break it down is Breece Hall, Dameon Pierce, Isaiah Spiller. Those are 3 guys I would take in the 3rd round. And I really want Dameon Pierce. I think Dameon Pierce is the best fit for the power run game that we want. He's a bruiser. He's a downhill running back. He just lives for contact. Like, he wants to bully you and break so many tackles. But then he also has great vision. He might not be the greatest athlete, but because of his vision, because of his cutting ability, because of his tackle breaking ability, he makes explosive plays happen. Now, why aren't we hearing more hype about Dameon Pierce? Because Dan Mullen just didn't see him as that good of a player and didn't utilize him in their offense that much. Like, he barely got any carries. And now Dan Mullen been fired. And apparently one of the reasons was because he didn't play Dameon Pierce that much. Very, very few rushing attempt numbers there. But he's always a very efficient guy. And I think he's also a really great pass protector. So he's an all-around great back. So those are kind of some of my tiers there in terms of the 2nd and 3rd round. Then in terms of the 4th round, I would also take James Cook in the 3rd round. After that, I think those are all the guys who are taking the 3rd. In the 4th, looking at Brian Robinson, looking at Hassan Haskins, looking at Kyron Williams. Yes, I don't care. He ran a 50-second 40-yard dash. Do not care because he plays faster than that in game. I would like Zamir White as well. Yeah. And then 5th round and on, I really like Jermaine Ely. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jermaine Ely would be great. Zaquandre White is my sleeper. Zaquandre White is my, you know what my comp is for him? You want to know what my comp is for Zaquandre White? There's your scouting report if you want to read it. My comp isn't even like a running back comp. He's just the Malik Willis of running backs. That's how I view Zaquandre White, because he's an elite athlete. Like, this dude's cuts remind me of Shady McCoy. They really do. Like, it's crazy the jump cuts that he can put together. Definitely check him out because he's one of the most entertaining players to watch. The thing is, he's a bad decision maker. Like, his vision and his decision making in terms of what lanes to hit and what holes to hit and when, not great. He always wants to bounce runs to the outside. And a lot of the time, he's such a great athlete, it doesn't matter. But in the NFL, you can't get away with that. So he's got some learning to do. That's why I think he's more of a developmental guy. That's why I have a 5th round grade on him. But if he learns the position and what comes with that and how to, use your vision and make the right decisions to maximize yardage, he can be a bell cow back. He can be a 1,000-yard runner. I think the interesting thing about him is he has flip-flopped back and forth between running back and linebacker. And so he's never really gotten that chance until 2021 to just play one position and just learn that one position. So I think if he gets some NFL coaching, goes and gets a good a good running back coach, watch out. This dude is going to be the steal of the draft. Watch out. That's all I'm going to say on that. Zaquandre White. Oh my goodness. I am so behind in these comments. Okay. There's my running back rants. Joe Nathan has a good question. Thoughts about Karlaftis. I'll pull up his scouting report for y'all so you can see my full thoughts. That's right. I have to do a background on him. Yeah, okay. So there's my breakdown of him. I like Karlaftis. I think he's my edge. Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, Jermaine George. So he's my edge 4. George is my edge 4. Top 20 pick grade. I would be happy with him at 13. I think it would be solid. I think it would be a solid pick. I think he's a type of guy who is a power rusher. He's a high motor effort guy. He's going to just keep running through multiple blockers to get to the quarterback. And he's going to be a perennial 9 sack a season guy. He's never going to get lower than 7, but at the same time, he'll probably never get higher than like 11 sacks. So he's going to be in that range of production. Why is that? Well, really getting into it, like, I don't think he is the bendiest athlete. And so a lot of the time he's getting pressures, he's beating his man, but he can't always finish these sacks. And so he will be a high pressure guy, but he might not be a high sack guy. That reason for the bendiness, and also because I think he's mainly a power guy and he doesn't have a lot of finesse to his game, and I think he can improve his hands to really be a more well-rounded pass rusher, so he can throw all these different moves at tackles, and he can't just be predictable. Because NFL tackles will figure out, hey, this guy just wants to bull rush me. This guy mainly just wants to bull rush me, and I can set up for that, right? But I like George. I think he's also a very solid run defender. I think he can play both sides of a 4-3 defensive end, strong side or weak side. I think I would ideally put him on the strong side so he can just kind of beat up on tight ends, because he also doesn't have the longest arms to consistently go against tackles. But I like George. I like him a lot. Quarterback or edge in the second, supposing we go Hamilton and wide receiver round 1. All right, let's say we go Kyle Hamilton. And let's say we go Drake London. Let's say we go Drake London at 13. That's a scenario I'd be very happy with. I think he's a good fit for Pep's passing offense. Then I would want to go edge. I would really want to go edge. And who would I want to go at the top of the second? I mean, ideally, this man right here, this freak, is available, David Ojabo, because he has one of the highest ceilings in this class. Think Shaq Barrett. I don't want to say Von Miller because that is a very lofty praise. But in terms of the athleticism, like, he has Von Miller athleticism. Now, the issue is he tore his Achilles late in this offseason, actually, at his pro day. So we don't know how he's going to look afterwards. But if he's there at the top of the second, that is a mediocre risk, high reward type of pick that you go get. I would love Ojabo at the top of the second. I would love Ebikete at the top of the second. He is very much a nuanced pass rusher, a technically refined pass rusher. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Jonathan Grenard, but just better at everything. So to have two of those types of guys, like, whew, I'll take that. Another guy I would like is Boye Mafe. He's kind of like Jacob Martin, but on steroids. Like, he's a super athletic speed rusher, very bendy. He's going to get a lot of pressures, but he's also going to get a good amount of sacks. So I would like those guys as my edge picks at the top of the second. All right, we are going to do a few more questions here, and then we're going to do a mock draft, and we're going to be up out of here. Juan wants to know, am I wary of a wide receiver in the first rounds? That's a good question, but I'm not necessarily wary about a wide receiver in the first round. No. Because what could happen with quarterback? Well, I think getting a wide receiver in the first round is only going to benefit our quarterback. It's only going to benefit Davis Mills. I think it might not be the best player available per se, but I think Davis Mills is, and I think any young quarterback is deserving of having as many weapons as possible at their disposal. So I'd be very happy with Garrett Wilson. I'd be very happy with Jameson Williams. I'd be very happy with Drake London. Be very, very happy with Treylon Burks. And I think some of those wide receivers are guys you can trade down to, say, let's say 20. Let's say the Pittsburgh Steelers want to come up. They want to take a quarterback. They're going to give you another 2 first-round picks to do so. You go down to 20, and then you go take Treylon Burks. You go take Drake London. Like, those guys can be wide receiver ones. And then you got, let's say, Burks, Cooks, and Nico. Whew. If Davis Mills can't produce with that, man, then we'll really know. Then we'll really know if he can make it or not. So it doesn't make me wary. What late round wide receiver do you think would be a great steal? That's a great question, Austin. That is a great question. Looking at my wide receivers here, I've got a few for y'all. I've got a few for y'all. Because again, this is a great wide receiver class, and it's a deep wide receiver class. Number 1, Tyquan Thornton out of Baylor. Tyquan Thornton ran a ridiculous 40-yard dash. Let me share my screen. Ran a 4.28 at 6'2". He is a blazer. And it shows up on film too. That's not just testing speed. That shows up on film too. Oh, I have to do a background on him too. Man, I'm not finished him yet. Okay. What was also great about Tyquan is he's a burner, a vertical threat, but there's also some more to his game in terms of route running. Like he wasn't just a John Ross. He wasn't just a Nelson Aguilar, where they're all speed and they're nothing else and they have bad hands. Like he had solid hands and he had solid routes as well. So I gave him a 3rd round pick value. Currently he's being mocked like 5th, 6th, 7th round. So if you get him there, man, that's an absolute steal. Absolute steal. Like, he'd be a great vertical threat for you who has the potential to be a solid number 2 option as well in an offense because there's more potential to reach with his route tree. What other wide receivers do I like? Trey Turner is a good sleeper. I'm seeing him be mocked in the 7th round. I give him a 3rd round pick value as well. I kind of compare him to Josh Reynolds. Just a good do-it-all wide receiver, good hands, good routes, good athleticism. Not really many glaring holes in his game. I very much like Velus Jones. He's kind of Deebo Samuel Light or Cordero Patterson, where he's like this wide receiver running back hybrid. He's a prolific punt returner, very athletic. Raw route runner, but he's so good after the catch that like you just toss him screens all day and like he's gonna get you first downs. He really is. So at the very least, he's a great punt returner, and I think he can become a great gadget guy, and a solid slot wide receiver. The only thing with him is he old. He spent 6 damn years in college, and he's 24 right now. Most guys coming out right now are 21, 22. So yeah. Velus Jones. I also like Danny Gray out of SMU. He's a good speedster. Very raw. He's more in the Nelson Aguilar type, so there's more development you need there, but I think he'd be solid. Who I really like is Bo Melton. Bo Melton is a smaller guy, but he's got great speed. He ran a 4.3, 4.40. Production stats don't look great, but it's Rutgers. It's Rutgers. What did I give him? Give him a 6th round pick. I think that's a good spot for him. I think in the 6th round, that's good value because you're getting a guy who can be a really good number 3. I think he can play in the slot. I think he can play a little bit outside. And he just got juice. He's just got juice. He's tough to cover, man. He is tough to cover. So those are my late round wide receivers. Will they draft multiple running backs or just draft one and get a UDFA? I kind of think they would just draft one because they've already got 3 on the roster. They've already got Rex Burkhead, Scotty Phillips. They have someone else, and then they have Dare Ogunbowale. So they have 4, I believe. Ryan, I know you got me. Let me know. So I think they would only really add one more in the draft, unless they go with I could see them taking 2 guys in the 6th and the 7th round, but I kind of think they're going to take one as early as the 2nd, as late as the 4th. That's kind of the range I think that they're going to take one. I like Spiller a lot. I assume you're talking about Isaiah Spiller. I think he's a really good running back, man. I think he's a very safe running back. Oh my God, you hyperlinked them, Jay? I've been wanting to do that for so long, but I didn't want to ask. Wow. Wow, this is life-changing. Wow. Oh my God, that's actually Jay. Jay, you're the king for that. My goodness. My goodness. Thank you, Beige, for that. Who do you have higher, JJ or Walker? Jermaine Johnson or Trayon Walker. Here's my edge rankings for y'all. It goes Aiden Hutchinson. I think that's actually it's not in the order. It goes Aiden Hutchinson, number 1. Kayvon Thibodeau, number 2, just by a sliver. Jermaine Johnson, number 3. George Karlaftis, number 4. Then David Ojabo. And then, wait, where the frick is? Then Trayon Walker, sorry. So, yeah. I got Walker behind even Ojabo. I just think he's definitely a safer pick than Ojabo, but the ceiling is just not there. It's not the same. He doesn't play as athletically as he tested. I still have a first round grade on him. I just think Ojabo's ceiling is higher. So who'd have higher? It's Jermaine Johnson, and it's even Ojabo. It's even George Karlaftis. I don't hate Walker. This is a crazy edge class. No, sir. No, sir, Michael. Andrew Booth is tied for my cornerback 1. Derek Stingley has regressed every single year and now seems to have injury issues. And I honestly didn't even think his freshman tape was all that. I saw him get beat by by Van Jefferson, by George Pickens, by guys who aren't even in the NFL a decent amount. So Derek Stingley, I believe, is my cornerback 3. Let's go, Murphy. Hopefully see you in H-Town. Yes, sir. For those who are just coming into the stream, I'm coming to Houston for the draft. We're going to be doing a live stream, me and Texans Unfiltered. We're going to be streaming every single day of the draft, breaking down the picks. We'll be doing it at Kobo's Barbecue. So come out for that. The draft is April 28th to the 30th. We'll have more details for y'all soon. But yeah, I just want to let y'all know because it's something I'm super, super excited about and something that wouldn't be able to happen without the support of you guys. So thank you very much. Safety at 37. Which one will you take if the Texans don't get Hamilton in the first round? So safety is the one position I need to do a little bit more work on. Kyle Hamilton's obviously my top dog. After that, my safety 2 is Nick Cross, actually, which is a bit of a hot take because most people have Daxton Hill, most people have Lewis Sine or Jalen Petrie or even Jaquan Brisker, but for me, it's Nick Cross. So he is the guy I would take in the second round. I would absolutely love him or Daxton Hill. I would think about Lewis Sine. I just think he's more of a strong safety than a free safety, and I would want a free safety if I'm taking a safety that high. So I would take Nick Cross or Daxton Hill. Those would be the guys for me. This is my kind of comps. Sometimes I just throw them in randomly here. But for Daxton Hill, it's Tyrann Mathieu-esque. He can play nickel corner, he can play strong safety, he can play free safety. He's just an absolute dog. He's a little bit of a smaller guy, a little bit of lighter frame, but he plays bigger than his size. So I'd absolutely love Daxton Hill in the top of the second. He probably won't get there. Most people have him a first round guy. But you never know, man. You never know. Nick Cross is Antoine Winfield to me. He's Antoine Winfield. He has this compact but very muscular body. He's a big hitter. He is great in zone coverage, can play deep. He can play man coverage versus tight ends too, and even slot wide receivers. Man, he really does it all. I am a first round grade, one of my higher first round grades too, 54 out of 70. God damn. I think he'd be a Pro Bowler. I'm not high on Nick Cross, so he's my kind of sleeper. I would take him as high as the second, but in most mocks you can get him the third, fourth. Thank you, Austin. I appreciate that, man. I'm doing good. School is a lot, but I'm trying to juggle it all and just hope for the best. Oh, thank you for telling me I'm live. Thank you. Don't need all these emails. Oh gosh, now they're all just gonna be why now? Why now, Mail? I gotta catch up on all these comments. My bad, y'all. My bad. I probably just gassed 90% of this freaking stream, but it is what it is. Yeah, I would like him at 13. He'd be pretty solid. I'd be very happy. I do not go to UT. I'm actually from Canada. I'm from Toronto, going to school in Vancouver. But I went to Austin for a week. Oh my gosh, for a week. So that's where I got this shirt. Saw UT lose to Kansas. So there's no way I would ever send my kids or anyone to UT after that performance. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the questions and answers. Now we get to the fun part. Y'all. It's mock draft time. It's mock draft o'clock. Let's do it. Alrighty. Shout out to Alex Hirsch for allowing me to use his premium TDN account, which will allow us to finally do trades. My premium account was not letting me log in or change my password, which was very annoying. But it is what it is. It is what it is. No, I don't want to open Twitter. Oh, man. Alrighty. That is my boy. All right. So we are going to start the draft, and I'm going to ask y'all. This is always how it goes, and it breaks my heart that Kyle goes that too. Y'all want to trade down, or y'all want to stay? Put in the chat what you want to do. Trade down or stay. Those are your two options. Then we'll go from there, and we'll decide who we picking if we staying, who we trading with, if we going down. I wish we got offers. I wish we didn't have to do it manually, but it is what it is. Let's see what people want to do. Trade down, trade down, trade down. Oh, it's a okay. No, actually, we got a few to stay. Once, oh Jesus. Oh, y'all blowing it up. I love to see it. Okay, 1 for stay, 2 for stay, 3 for stay. This man said and KT and Dibs. Okay, 4 for stay, 5 for stay. Okay, we got 5 stay. What about trade down? 1 trade down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Trade down KT is questionable. Okay, it's like at least 11 to like 6-ish or 7-ish for stay. Hey Mason, I appreciate the support, but this only count for 1 vote. PFN gives you off. Yeah, I'll probably do another one with PFN. I just think TDN has the best board in terms of what I agree with and what is realistic. So let's do I think the Falcons is kind of where I would want to trade down to, so you can still get someone like Sauce Gardner. So that is the team I'm going to start negotiating with. Falcons, boom. You want 3? You got to give me 8. You got to give me 58. That's something very. This is also what I like about TDN is they tell you pretty much if they would do it. That's still very likely. That's still very likely. That's still okay. That's what did it. What if I take out that? What if I take out that? So I get a first, 2 seconds, and a third. That's pretty damn good value. That's pretty damn good value. Now I wonder, what if I take out 2 of these, but I put in a 2022 first? That might have to be the move. Get that extra first, and you get a 2nd round pick this year. Can I get in another second? No, I can't. Can I get a 3rd? Nah. What about that 3rd? What about 4th? Let's try a 4th. Let's send that. Likely. Come on, Falcons. Come on, let's do business. Let's do business. There we go. There we go. I think that's a great trade for us. Oh man. Oh, they do give you offers. Just ain't nobody wanting to call up to 3. Okay, so 8 for. No, y'all ain't even giving me 9. No. 8 for 18, 49. Nah. I kind of want to stay here and take someone. Oof. Now, problem here. Oh, now we got a decision, because for me it's between Gardner and Jermaine. And the thing is, I've seen Jermaine at 13 more than I've seen Gardner at 13, and 3 edges have gone. So they might. They're both a top player at their position. It's just whoever do I think is gonna fall to 13 is more likely. I think I'm gonna go Sauce here. I do have him graded higher, but what do y'all want to do? What do y'all want to do? Sauce it up. Sauce it is. Jermaine is still set. Gardner. Yeah. Okay. Sauce it is. Come on, Gardner. Gardner to 3rd. Well, that did not last very long. That did not last very long at all. He got taken at 11, I believe, or 10. God damn. All right. Well, we got 3 offers on the board. The Saints, I can go to from 13 to 18. That's not bad. Just go down 5 picks to get a 3rd round pick. I could go down 7 picks. No, why would I do that? The Saints offer is better than the Steelers. Oh, that's why. That's a high 3rd, whereas this is like a late 3rd. 17 for 4. So maybe the Saints one. or the Steelers one. Let's see who's on the board. I wish you could see who's on the board and not just lose these trade offers. But we'll remember Pittsburgh for a first and a third. We'll remember Malik Will's still there. Jordan Davis, honestly, is kind of where I'm leaning here. Jordan Davis or George Karlaftis would be my picks. I would also consider Garrett Wilson. I would also consider Zion Johnson. So I kind of want to trade down here to maybe 18. 20 might be too much because let's think about it. I'd be happy with Wilson. I'd be happy with Davis. I'd be happy with London. I'd be happy with Zion. I'd be happy with George. So that's 5. So I don't want to go to 20 and risk it. I would just want to go down 5 picks to the Saints. So let's go talk to the Saints. Let's double trade down, y'all. Let's double trade down. What do y'all want to do? You want Davis? You want Burks? You want wide receiver? Wide receiver is an interesting pick, a popular pick, huh? So a first and a third will get it done. A first and a second might get it done. Can we get a first, a second, and a fifth? Nah, that's a little greedy. All right, a first and a second. That's better than the offer they gave before. Because before they were giving us the third. Come on, Saints. Come on, Saints. Come on, GM Thoughts coming through. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. All righty. Went down 5 picks. Nah, I want to stay now. Okay, who went? So we missed out on Malik Willis. Ooh, they traded up for Malik Willis. Interesting. So we let 2 teams trade up for quarterbacks. Who did the Falcons take? Oh, the Falcons traded up for Kayvon. Interesting. Okay. We missed out on Davis, on Wilson, on Zion. So those were pretty much the top 3 players that I wanted. But that's okay because Drake London's still there. George Karlaftis is still there. I think those are the 2 guys I would pick between. Just as a reminder, we did take Ahmad Gardner at 8. So I really like the idea of pairing up an elite corner with an elite edge in George. But I'm also very happy with Drake. So whatever y'all want to do, and I know y'all want to go wide receiver in the chat. I would also be happy with Burks. Either or. Burks a little farther down here, but for me, he was my highest graded wide receiver. Karlaftis, Lloyd, Trayon got to be the pick here. So I think, yeah, honestly, okay, y'all aren't big Drake London guys, huh? Trayon or Karlaftis. I'm seeing 2 for Karlaftis, 3 for Karlaftis. Wide receivers are deep in this class. That's a great freaking point. Matthew Edwards. That's a great freaking point. You can always go get Christian Watson at the top of the second. Burks. Oh, shit. Now y'all going hell with Burks. I might have to trade up for Burks. Did he get taken? No, he didn't. He's not 30. Do I try and trade up? 29, 37? Ooh. Burks is right there. Part of me wants to trade up, but part of me also knows Christian Watson will be available there. We went with Karlaftis. I like this haul a lot in terms of Gardner and Karlaftis. We got an extra second-round pick. We got 2 extra second-round picks and an extra first-round pick by making these 2 trades down. So we do have some more ammunition to trade up to 29. Let's see what it would take. Let's just take a gander and see. I would assume it would take 37. So yeah, they don't even want that. So what about a second and a fourth? That would get the job done. I kind of want to stay. What if I did my later second and that fourth? That's very likely. What if I did the third and the fourth? No. Okay. What if I did so that in this later fourth? Yes. What about the 6th? What about 2 6s? A second and 2 6s. Or a second and a fourth. I think I'm going to do a second and 2 6s. Can I do my later 6s? Yes. Can I do a 6 and a 7? Did I do this right? That seems like a steal. Okay. Let's do these 2 6s. That's our first trade that got denied. There we go. All right. We traded up, ran back into the first round, and we kept our 37th overall pick. We kept our 43rd overall pick. That's great freaking GM work right there. Not to hype myself up too much, but I think I'm good. I just took Burks, so we're chilling. Do we need all of them picks? We don't want anyone with the name Watson on the team. Well, Logan Hall in the second. I like Logan Hall in the second. That's pretty solid. Let's see who's there. David Ojabo's still there. Ooh, interesting. I know everyone liked Kenneth Walker. Just as a reminder, these are the picks that we went with: the corner, an edge, a wide receiver. So what I would really want to go with is an offensive lineman. So Tyler Smith might be the move him to guard. Sean Ryan might be the move. I like him a lot at guard as well. He was also a tackle. He's probably better at guard. I kind of want to just go with the upside pick and go with Ojabo. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Because we have that other second where I can take an offensive lineman. But Corral, I know, Ryan. I know. He's my quarterback one. Call me crazy, but he's my quarterback one. But I'm going to get the Mills freaking mob after me if I take a quarterback. So I'm going to go David Ojabo. Going to go with the high upside. And then I'm going to go with an offensive lineman. I'm good on trading because I want to stay here and grab one of these offensive linemen. Did Tyler Smith just go? Oh, he just went. God damn it. That's okay. Quarterbacks are still there. Kenneth Walker's still there. But I'm going to make the smart pick. I'm going to make the smart pick here and go with Sean Ryan. It's not the sexiest pick. I know. But we need to fix our freaking left guard spot. We really, really do. And that's what Sean Ryan is going to do. I could get back into here and go take Petrie. I don't want to give up 2/3, but I do get their third, but it's a later third. Let's see what I can do here. Because my next pick isn't for kind of a while. The next pick's at 68. Petrie's definitely not making it to 68. So what if I can keep 80 and just do this? Nah, okay. So I can do 68 and 183. I want to keep 80. Sorry, I want to keep 68. This seems like a bit of a steal. A third and a sixth for a second and a third. Why is that very likely? I don't know. I'm not going to complain if they accept this. All right. We're back. We're doing what the chat wants. We're taking Jalen Petrie. Cross at 80. Cross ain't making it to 80. And Cross is a tackle. We need guards. Stop mocking tackles to the Texans. Now, I'm hoping Kenneth Walker falls to 68, man. I'm really hoping. And I could just go secure this by swapping for... Should I do this, y'all? Should I just go secure Kenneth Walker and make this trade up? I would trade up the third for that second. And I would get a little bit of a later of a fourth round pick. I'm kind of okay with that. Just to secure Kenneth Walker. Oh, Nick Cross. That's a good one. At 80? We got 80? 68. I think we might have traded away 80. At 103. Will he be there at 103? Let's see. Will he be there at 103? Probably not. He's the second safety. So we could go... I guess we already took Petrie, so we don't need to. My bad. What was I going to do? I'm just going to go secure Kenneth Walker. Third and a fourth for a second and fourth. Can I give you my... This fourth? Yes. Can I give you that third and that fourth? Nah. Okay. Boom. Give you the later fourth. They still seem to want that. Let's go trade up. Secure Kenneth Walker. Boom. I'll make y'all happy. Get the running back. Pierre Strong is a tiny dude, Iceman. He's a little dude. And I just don't think it's going to work out. I like him a lot. I think he's like a Tevin Coleman guy. He can be a great number 2 in a committee and have some really great explosive plays. Like he's going to rip off so many 50, 60, 70-yard touchdowns. But for our scheme and what we want out of the runner, I don't think it'll work too well. Ooh, I like where we're at right now in the third round. Leo Chenal right there. I think that's your Mike linebacker of the future. And nah, because I want to take this corner. We got 107 and 108. God damn. No, did he go? Damn, Cam Taylor-Britt just went right there. Okay, that's okay. Low-key want to double down and get another linebacker, Brandon Smith, but I'll do the smart thing. I'll take another corner. So now we've got 2 long athletic corners in Sauce Gardner and Martin Emerson. That's our cornerback duo of the future there. And then if Lonnie Johnson develops, it's just icing on top, baby. It's just icing on top. Puncher in the... I really just don't get the hype around Matt Araiza. I really just don't get it. I need to actually do my research on him. But why is he so loved? Why would you take a punter in the fourth round? Is he that good? He just got that much of a boot. He's booting it out the damn stadium. He breaking the old car windshields? That's how freaking much of a boot he has? I don't get it. All right, so let's keep it going. Did we end up getting the wide receiver? We did. We got Treylon Burks. This is the crazy thing with having this many picks, man. You start to lose track. Okay. I'm going to go with one of my guys here in Jelani Woods. Absolutely love this tight end. And I think tight end is an important position for us to pick up this year because we need a blocking tight end, man. We really do. I'm good. I'll keep my 7th. We need a blocking tight end because we know Brevin, he can turn into a great receiving tight end, right? But blocking, not so much his forte. And you need that for Pep's run scheme, for his power run scheme. Oh, perfect. Now Matthew Butler's still there. So I went to Jelani Woods. He's a massive dude. He's like 6'7". What is he? Where is he? Tight end. Jelani Woods. 6'7", 253, and he ran a 4.61. A 1.57 10-yard dash, a 37-inch vertical, a sub 7.3 cone. My goodness, he went off. He's just an athletic specimen, so I love the value there in the 4th round. I think that's perfect. Take Cade York with your last pick. We need a reliable carry for once. Just for you, Matthew. Just for you. I got you. What I like is how Brian Robinson's falling is there's still so much late talent, and I can't speak, and is still there so late in the draft, and he has nice talents. Yes. Brian Robinson would be amazing pickup in the 4th round. Oh, I still want to go Dameon Pierce here. Could we go Dameon Pierce and Kenneth Walker? That's your running back duo of the future right there. That would be amazing. Nick Cross is also there. I might just go take him. It's literally any of these 3 guys I would be super happy with taking. I think Matthew Butler can become a Malik Collins, and so I really want to get him into our system and just have him learn from behind Malik Collins so that when Collins' deal is up, you just got Butler stepping in there. What do I do? Pierce is tough, right? It's really hard for me to pass on Pierce here. I usually never go Kenneth Walker early because I can get Pierce later. Why not? Have your cake and eat it too? Yeah, fuck it. We're going to go with it. We're going to set our running back up for the – oh, God. No, I need to pause. I couldn't do it. I couldn't talk and make a trade at the same time. Nick Cross went. Matthew Butler went. God damn it. That's okay. That's okay. Getting too greedy now here. Oh, my gosh. How many freaking picks do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we're in the 5th round. And we got an extra first and no, we just got an extra first. We got 2 extra seconds this year. And we got an extra first next year from Atlanta, who's going to be ass. Cross is better than Petrie. I don't disagree, but the chat was asking for Petrie, so I went with Petrie. Petrie, I see, is kind of a Buda Baker type of guy. Buda Baker / Kenny Moore hybrid. Really like him. Really, really like Petrie. Don't get me wrong. I do just have Nick Cross higher. I think he's a different type of player. We end up getting rid of all of our 6th round picks, apparently. So this should be our final pick in the draft. And kicker it shall be. Oh, there's not even a thing for kicker. How freaking sad. What the heck? I assume he's just kind of at the bottom of the board. No, where's this dude? Can you search? Oh, you can search. What was his name, Matt? Where'd he go? I'll look for it. Don't worry. Cade York. All right, I got you. Cade? Oh, they don't got him. They don't got him like that. Marcus Jones. Is Marcus Jones still there? I think he would have gone a lot earlier. But the Houston guy, I do love him. Yeah, he gone. There's this dude's name, Echo Boyedo. I don't know how to pronounce that. Echo Boyedo? But that's a cool ass name. People are going to have fun pronouncing that and messing it up all the time. All right. Trey Turner's really good value here. I mentioned him as a steal. Ryan Ely as well. I like Zacoby McClain as a developmental linebacker. Ben Brown's a solid developmental guard. I might go him just because we only went with 1 offensive lineman and I kind of want a few. Yeah, I think I'm going to go that. I'm going to make another not sexy pick and go with the O-line because we need to damn retool our O-line, y'all. We really do. So he's a guy who, I mean, his 7th round really doesn't matter, but I think he can develop into a decent starter and at worst, just a very good depth piece. So there is your draft, y'all. Why can't I? There we go. Ahmad Gardner, George Karlaftis. I think those are 2 day one starters. I think Treylon Burks is another day one starter because we made trades and got 2 extra. I think even freaking how many second round picks? 1, 2, 3, 4 second round picks. I used our first one to just go take David Ojabo, let him redshirt his first year, get healthy, and then you have just kind of a wild card in the next year and think of him as a rookie next year because that dude is also very young. He's very, very young. I'm not using the thing, the hyperlinks. I will in the future because that is just the best thing ever, Jay. But he's 21. So he's a young dude. He's got time, man. He's got time. Just get him healthy. And we already got George Karlaftis. So I think those guys and Jonathan Grenard, like that is a nasty edge trio. Nasty, nasty, nasty. I think Sean Ryan in a year, maybe even by the end of the rookie season, can step into that left guard starting spot. The only reason I wouldn't say day one is because he played left tackle in college. But most people have him sliding into guard. Love Petrie. He's going to compete with Tavier Thomas for that starting nickel position. I think he also probably plays strong safety. Future starter. Kenneth Walker can be a day one starter. Easy. Leo Chanel, honestly, I would not be surprised if he beats out Christian Kirksey after like 4, 5, 6 weeks. Martin Emerson, a good long, athletic, tall corner. Eventual, maybe in a year and a half, he'll start. Jelani Woods, I like him a lot. Tight ends take a while to develop, so I wouldn't expect him to start. But one of the most highest upside at tight end. I think it's a great freaking draft, y'all. I'd be very, 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 very happy with this. Very, very, very. Imagine getting paid to scout and draft players, y'all. That's the dream. That's the dream, beige. That's what I'm working towards. We'll see. We shall see. Oh, Neil Farrell would have been perfect, Matt. That's my guy. Y'all know. Y'all know. All right, y'all. That's gonna do it for the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Links in the description to go check out everything Texans Unfiltered related. One last time, I will be coming to Houston for the draft. I'm super, super excited about it. So we're going to be live streaming the entire event live at Kobo's Barbecue, breaking down every single pick. So come through, have a drink, and it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. April 28th to the 30th. Go subscribe to the Texans Unfiltered channel because that's where we're going to be streaming it at. The road to 2K subscribers for that is on. The link is in the description for the channel. If not, it's also just right here, Texans Unfiltered. Try and get that one to 2K. But yeah, man. I hope you guys I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This was a good one as always. Like and sub if you haven't already. Can't wait to see you, bro. Link me in. I will definitely pop it. Let's go, DeMarcus. I cannot wait to meet y'all. It's gonna be really, really fun. I'm super excited and just very thankful and appreciative for all you guys' support and be able to make this happen, be able to allow me to save the money to freaking go to this because it's honestly just, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, y'all. The draft is going to be the best time of the freaking year. It always is. And we've got so many picks. We just need Nick Casario to cash in on a draft like we just did. That would be amazing, y'all. That would be amazing. But that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. Have a good weekend. And remember, the film and the beard, they don't lie. They don't lie.